All right, let me do this before I forget. So I went on a date last night with this chick, and man, that did not go well. I've got so many opinions on this. Like, first of all, the chick was a feminist. It's very hard to do anything with a chick who's a feminist because they're just so full on. They're like full of opinions and like just relax, you know. I'm just trying to have some fun here. I'm just trying to crack, if I'm being honest. And to make it even worse, she was a teacher, right? She was a young teacher. And bro, I kid you not, as soon as I got to that date, she starts talking about her fucking kids and the fucking parents of the kids. Like, like I give a shit. You know, like, bro, I'm here to crack you. What do you not understand? And he just kept talking, bro. Like I had all these impressions I wanted to get into the conversation to like move things in a positive direction, you know? Like I've got my stories to tell on these. I've got like my anecdotes, my little moves, you know? None of that. She wouldn't let me get a word in sideways. And the craziest thing is when I was talking to this girl, I kind of like made it obvious through text that it was just purely gonna be sexual. So like I wasn't looking for anything. And she was kind of down. But she was like, yeah, but I don't sleep with strangers. So she wanted to still have a date first. But then the date went so well that at the end she was like, okay, look, I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. I just want to be straightforward with you. And I was like, yeah, cool. But I remember thinking, this is when you know you've grown up. Because I remember thinking during the date that if this is what I have to put up with to get some pussy, like if I have to like sit here and listen to a bunch of shit that I don't care about and like a bunch of like feminist extreme opinions that I don't care about. Like she was telling me how some of the dads of the kids she has in school sometimes try to hit on her. And she was like, oh, these pigs, these whatever. And I was like, at some point I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna say something. So I was like, look, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. They might just be in sexless marriages. They like, I respect a man who shoots his shot regardless of anything. And she was like, "Oh, how can you say that? They're married." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, fine. Maybe then they shouldn't." But in general, I respect men who go for what they want. She didn't like that, and I was like, "Bro, I'm not gonna sacrifice my fucking moral compass and like what I stand for in life to bang like a 7." She was a 7, and let me tell you, chicks that are in the middle, they're the fucking worst. It's not the ugly chicks, it's not the stunning chicks. It's like the chicks that are in the middle because they don't want to be in the middle. They're definitely not gonna downgrade themselves. So what they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to act like they're top shelf. With stunning girls, you don't have that because they don't need to act any way to be top shelf. Like they just are, and they don't need to convince anybody. But the mid chicks that are like pretty but not stunning, they're the worst because they have to kind of act a certain way to like try and elevate themselves to stunning levels, and they're the most opinionated and the most sort of man, it was a rough night. Also, you know, I haven't been on dates for a while and I'm rusty as fuck when it comes to like social cues like dating and stuff. And I made all the mistakes. Like honestly, like went in there with low energy, didn't give a shit about what the chick had to say. Started talking about fucking nonsense the whole night. That was not conducive to like escalation or anything. Like her energy was all over the place. That was not sort of conducive to escalation in any kind of way. And yeah, yeah, it's what you have to put up with these days in the dating market. Anyway, hope you guys were entertained by my story. I wish I could share a photo of the girl, but I've got a feeling she's the type that if she ever tracked down that I did that, I'd be in like some real fucking legal trouble. Women in the West are just a headache to deal with, honestly. Anyway, see you guys in the next one.